Like the smoke in the jar, like y'all in the way you talk slow.
What did she just say there? Yo, my name's Tim. I'm a vocal coach. I do lessons online and in person in the tri-state area. I have an awesome team of voice teachers that work with me. If you want to sign up for a lesson, shoot us a message. And if you like what I'm talking about, subscribe, click the little notification stuff to stay up to date. All right, here we go. We're jumping right in. These acoustic guitar vibes. I like this. I like this throwback vibe. It's even in a different formatting.
Tough like the scuff on a pair of old leather boots, like the blue collar red dirt attitude, like a 38 made out of brass, tough like the stuff in your grandpa's glass.
All right, I'm going to stop right here. We're going to stop and start a lot on these videos, by the way, because I like to break things down. First of all, a big thing to keep in mind when you're listening to someone singing is you have to separate out what they're doing in post, meaning what they're doing with effects and stuff on her vocals to make it sound like that, versus what she's doing as the singer. And there's a lot of this has her sort of dream-like reverb on it, so it's super reverby, and her articulation is very minimal. She's almost kind of like the queen of the minimal sort of mumble singing where you're not very articulate. So she's doing a lot of that right here. So it's super mumbly and super reverby and not very easy to understand the words. But that's a part of the genre.
That's gonna do what it does, sure as the good Lord's up above. I'm cut like a diamond shining in the rough.
I always think about Lana Del Rey's style of singing as like she just went to the dentist and got Novocaine. When I sing a song. It's like her lips and her mouth are just so chill. A lot of artists have spun off of that and do similar things. Billie Eilish, I don't think Billie Eilish would be who she is today if Lana Del Rey hadn't paved the way for this type of micro singing. Nessa Barrett is another one that has similarities in the way she sings like this. You could say Lizzie McAlpine does some of this too, this very minimal stuff. Of course, everyone has different treatments to their vocals in post, but this minimal singing is very popular.
Come on, take a ride with me. Like the 808s beating in the trunk in Atlanta, it was tough. It was kinda hard for me. Crawling through the mud, I couldn't find love, then we came up.
All right, cool. Okay, so he's rap singing. We've got this, what's it called? Western trap? Is that what they're calling this now? It's like, I'm loving the fusions of the hip-hoppy vibes coming into the country vibes now. We all know who's like blown that door wide open as Beyonce, obviously. And now it's just like, there's so much of it now. It's super cool. I like his tone. So he's got, if you listen to the differences in their tone, she's got this sort of, the production is very reverby, very atmospheric, very dreamy, very mumbly vocals. He's got an electrifying, almost like there's some hard tuning effect on his vocals that gives it that ba 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 ba, that super brassy, bitey, almost electronic-y tone to it. He's doing like the hybrid rap singing stuff.
Look at what we are, baby. Standing through the storm, still shining like a diamond in the rough.
Hear how there's like that metallic-iness to the tone that's the digital artifact that's left from when you're using the hard tune effect on your vocals. Really common in hip-hop, R&B, rap. I mean, you hear tons of artists, Kanye West, Frank Ocean, tons of people using this sound.
Still shining, and that's hard. If you ever lost someone that you love, through the pain, gotta show and give them light. Still family if you're wrong or you're right. No matter we together, it's not something that you wanna do, it's just something you're going through.
Very cool. He's got some doublings. He's da 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 da. He's low in his voice. Da, 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 da. And if you listen in the background, like back right over here, you can hear an octave above that. He's harmonizing as well. Lots of reverb, tons of production going on in these vocals. Very, very good. Now she's singing an octave above him. He's down here, she's up here. And their voices are sounding really cool together, even though they have very different tone qualities. Hats off to the production team that put this together. That's sometimes tricky to do when their tone qualities are so different. He's so brassy and bitey and electronic-y almost, and she's got that warm sort of throwback dream pop vibe, but it's working. Very cool.
Blue collar, red dirt attitude, like a 38 made out of brass. Stuff like stuff in my grandpa's glass. Life's gonna do what it does. Sure raise the good lords up above. Cry like a diamond shining in the rough.
Tough. Hard.
Tell me how it's hard for you.
Like the nickel on strings and the good old Gibson.
Interesting. Notice here in this back and forth duet part, his tone is completely different. Again, brilliant production. Like his tone when he first came out in the very first entrance was super biting. There was a lot of mid-frequency amplification in his tone. Almost like that, like a telephone effect. But now here, it's warmer. He's got a warmer tone, which complements her warm tone and makes them match up a little better. Again, super great production.
Tell me what it feel like.
Like the smoke in the jaw of a y'all and the way you talk slow.
Oh,
What did she just say there? There's a funny comedian that does spoofs on indie singing right now, and where she just makes fun of all of the affectations to the vowels and the unintelligibility, and she's super funny.
Let it snow. Let it snow.
This would be an example of what she's talking about here. It's like blah, blah. It's like super mumbly. I mean, it's cool. I'm not saying this to pick on her. It's just this is the genre. Like this is a part of the style. There's lots of people trying to emulate this sound right now. Where is the line here? Do you want people to at least understand your words or not? I didn't on the first take get what she's saying here.
Like the songs that your mama sang to you, and the way that it makes you tell the truth. If you come from where you come, then you were born tough.
I heard those lyrics. That was very cool. Very cool song. I've got to listen back to get into the message of this song. There's some interesting stuff going on here.
Say where you come from. It's not what you want to do, it's what you're gonna do.
It's a little, I don't know. I'm not loving and it may be these headphones. These are not the best headphones, but still they should be good enough to not have that effect I was just hearing. It was like super, it's a lot in the upper frequencies, a little harsh. Sometimes if you overdo reverb, like doing huge reverbs and you have a lot going on in the production, it can get a little muddy sounding. I don't know. The production sounds a little wonky here to me in this part.
There's no place to run.
There's just so much going on. You can't really hear. It's just a big wash. I think they've gone too far with the reverb a bit here.
If that's what you're gonna do, what am I gonna do? Talk like the skull from the pebble of the blues.
like the blue collar, red dirt attitude, like a 38 made out of brass.
I love this sort of trap set, hip hoppy mixed with the Lana Del Rey vibes. It's so cool. I love it. This is like some of the stuff she did before. It's super cool. I love this vibe.
Like stuff in my grandpa's glass. Life's gonna do what it does. Sure as the good lords up above. Like a diamond shining in the...
There are lots of pop singers out there that have lateral vowels when they sing. Lana Del Rey doesn't sing with lateral vowels. She is tall. Everything's I don't. Almost like throwback to like I think like a Morrissey or like some of the UK artists that have tall vowels, like you think about The Cure or Depeche Mode. It's like a taller vowel. It's not such an affected lateral pop vowel sound. She's also doing quite a bit of crooning into notes, which is very common to her style of singing, almost like a throwback jazz singer. Remember the song Video Game? Swinging in the backyard back. She does a lot of sliding in and out of things. She's doing that same stuff here.
When you come to the north, I'll show you around. That's why I said, come take a ride with me.
I don't love the reverb again. It's like I don't want to have to work so hard to hear the words. I understand it's kind of part of the style, but there's a line here, and I feel like it's gone too far. I'm actually trying to understand what they're saying. I'm listening, and I know I might be old, but I'm not that old.
Whenever you ready, call on me.
I'll give it back when I get there.
Alright, that's a bet.
All right, so overall, super cool track. I feel that it's just a little, the dream pop stuff I think is super cool. I love that atmospheric, big scope type of sound. I love that sound, but it's really hard to produce it well, and make everything accessible that you want to make accessible for the listener, so that on a subconscious level, the right thing's hitting us at the right time. Like, I feel there's a little bit of a miss in a couple spots as far as it's just over muddy. There's too much going on with the level of reverb that's in the track, and it just makes it a little hard to listen to. Not so much that it kills the song. I think it's a great song, but nonetheless, this is the genre. This is the style. This is her thing. This sort of atmospheric, vintagey, throwback, warm. It's sort of like every song she does is like a distant dream, super clever. I'm a fan. I love her stuff. I love her understated stuff. I love the artists that have spun off of what she's introduced in the scene, this understated thing. It's very, very good. So I just think about the production isn't quite where it's not hitting me as hard as it could, because it's just too muddy. It's just too, it's too washed over, but it's still a great track, super great track. Nice job, everybody, on your work on it.